For a budget option, the Kiwi Ears Cadenza are built pretty well. The earbuds that house the 10mm drivers are made out of plastic, making the earphones lightweight but prone to fingerprints and micro scratches with their glossy shell. Most photos online show off a colorful shell, but the set we received isn't that bright and colorful unless they're in direct sunlight. The earphones fit well in my ears and come with a variety of ear tip options. This is great if you tend to have issues with finding a proper fit with earphones. Using the Cadenza for 6 or more hours isn't a problem, but I did notice they started to feel warm in my ears over time. The included wire doesn't have a mic, but it feels supple enough that I don't feel it tug the earbuds. Looking at the Kiwi Ears Cadenza page, the wire specifically is covered under warranty for 3 months, while the earbuds themselves are covered with a 1-year warranty. That's fine, I guess, but it doesn't inspire any confidence in the wire. But with that price point, do they sound good? Well, that depends on your tastes. Before I go into my subjective viewpoints and impressions, a quick way to see if you're likely to find an audio product sounds enjoyable is MDAX, a system developed by Head Acoustics. TLDR on MDAX, or the Multi-Dimensional Audio Quality Score, it's a system that tells us how a virtual panel of listeners would rate a pair of headphones or earbuds. It's just one of the many ways we can determine what products might sound good to most people. The Kiwi Ears Cadenza have an impressively high timbre score, meaning that most people are going to enjoy how they sound without needing to adjust with an equalizer. The distortion score of 3.6 is a bit lacking, but still within the average of most IEMs and is something most people find difficult to notice. The immersiveness score of 3.4 is within the typical range for most IEMs and is the score to look at for the gamers out there. According to my ears, the Kiwi Ears Cadenza leans towards a dark tuning, but just a touch. Bass heads will find this amount of bass punch lacking when listening to the track The Vibe Is Right by AWACS 1 Million and Teza Talks. I didn't find the kick drums hit hard enough. For most people, you can feel some punch, it just isn't overly powerful. I find mid-range frequencies on the Cadenza are slightly underemphasized in certain sections. Left and right separation does exist, but it is a narrow width, as it sounds like the music is coming from the inside of my head. Sibilant sounds in the vocals, the S and Ts, don't bring any attention to themselves by feeling painful. Now, for the gamers out there, for story-driven games, dialogue doesn't get lost in the middle of the action and background music. For cozy games like Stardew Valley, which tend to have a lot of high-pitched instruments in the background, aren't as overly fatiguing with the Kiwi Ears Cadenza. This makes it so that it's easy to chill out for hours as you turn a hovel that you've been given into a fully built town. If you're into action games, the Cadenza lacks the low-end punch to feel immersed in the action, making explosions feel a little flat. In competitive shooters like Apex Legends, determining the precise location of sounds is only passable. I can easily gauge out the distance of a fight breaking out. What I found difficult is the panning from left to right. Sounds tend to come either from one side, slightly forward yet still off-center, or directly in front. No wall hacks here, unfortunately. On the other hand, in MOBA or multiplayer online battle arenas, games like Dota 2, when a fight breaks out, ability or ultimate audio cues don't get completely lost in the mix. While you can pick out sounds, something like the throwing sound a punch hook would make still is subtle enough that you would have to pay attention.